Hey everyone, John Velasco here from Phone Arena. You're watching our in-depth video review of the HTC Sensation 4G. This being T-Mobile's version. It's going to go on sale here in the US starting June 15th for the usual two-year contract price of $200. It features such things such as a 1.2 GHz dual-core processor, 1080p video recording, the latest version of the Sense UI, a 4.383-inch QHD display, and many more. So we'll check it out and see how it stands. Of course, one of the other highlights about the HTC Sensation 4G is its massive 4.3-inch QHD Super LCD touchscreen. It produces some nice-looking visuals just because it's a high-resolution panel, so it's easy to read text, a lot of crisp-looking details, and great pixel density. But even more, we love its color production. It's quite lush and deep, very easy in the eyes. It jumps right at you, and it sports some really good viewing angles. You're not going to have too much of a problem using it in outdoor conditions. Below the touchscreen, you have the usual set of Android buttons. They are kind of placed close towards the edges, and sometimes we still accidentally press them. Up top, though, we find the front-facing VGA camera for video chat and self-portraits. You got a wide but thin-looking earpiece grill, and on the right side, you have the LED notification light right there, and you also have the light and proximity sensors. On the left side of the phone, you have the micro USB port. You have also the thin-looking volume rocker, which has a chrome accent. It's kind of stiff with its response, though. Meanwhile, on the top side of the phone, you have the 3.5mm headset jack, dedicated power button, which is flush, kind of difficult to feel out the finger, and exhibits also a stiff feel to it. And finally, in the back, you have the 8-megapixel autofocus camera with a dual LED flash. You have the noise cancellation microphones, and you also have the notch here, which is for the speakerphone grill. Removing the back cover, though, you got to press the button here at the bottom edge, and once you do that, it comes apart. And you can see the back cover right here. It's quite sturdy. And you have access to the battery, the micro SD card, and also SIM card slots. Yet another big thing about the Sensation 4G is the fact that it's packing a dual-core 1.2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon processor with 768 megabytes of RAM, and in all honesty, it provides a pretty good platform experience. It's very heavy with all these nice-looking 3D visual effects. We have a live wallpaper activated right now, and you can tell just navigating is pretty quick. And of course, it just looks nice with all the 3D visuals in play. For most basic operations, such as kinetic scrolling, it's very responsive with its feel, and we're pretty much happy with it, though there is still a little bit of delay. It's not as buttery smooth as we'd like. You can tell here just navigating between the two panels. There's a little bit of jerkiness going on, but still more than acceptable, and we're more than happy with the overall performance with the handset. Running on top of Android 2.3 Gingerbread, you have HTC's wonderful-looking Sense user interface running on top. It's version 3.0, the most up-to-date one. It's not anything revolutionary, but it does make some good improvements. You have this nice-looking 3D effects as you're moving between the seven different home panels. Of course, you can execute a pinch gesture at any time to get helicopter view, to get all your panels at one time, easily jump into any specific one. And if you scroll really quickly, it has that nice 3D carousel effect to it. The app panels laid out in traditional format. It's a grid-like view, nothing extraordinary about it. You could categorize it by most frequent ones and also downloaded ones. And of course, there's plenty of personalization with the platform. You have the various scenes, skins, wallpapers, and lock screens, which is more than useful just because you have things directly on the lock screen. For example, you have things like the clock, you have the stocks one, the weather, French Dream, wallpaper in your photo album. So if you turn off the handset, turn it on, it'll display the weather one that we have activated, which is pretty nice. You can unlock the handset like you normally would, or if you want to run a specific app, there are four different ones here. You quickly just drag it into the ring and automatically will launch the application. When you press the distinguishable clock widget on the home screen, it's going to run a dedicated application, the weather one. It's pretty nice with its offering just because it gives you this nice looking animation with the weather. On top of that, it gives you additional information such as the temperature and the upcoming weather conditions. There are a total of 4 different people widget layouts, and you can choose one that encompasses the entire display, or others that are a little bit smaller. The one that we set up already, you could scroll between all your available contacts, and they give you instant access to things like calling them or sending a text message. Again, showing off its usefulness, the HTC Mail widget's definitely nice just because it aggregates all your mail in one place. You get a small preview of what they look like, and on top of that, if you click on it, you get to run the full dedicated application. The photo gallery widget's pretty nice indeed, just because it has that really nice looking 3D effect with it. On top of that, you could browse the different content by just simply executing some swipe gestures. Just like the HTC Flyer, the watch widget allows you to view all of the available content that you've purchased or rented through HTC streaming service, and from here you could also buy additional ones. Another thing that we like about Sense is the new notifications layout. It definitely improves the experience just because you have some quick access to the most recently launched applications. You have your notifications, and you have also these quick settings which allow you to activate certain things instantly. Speedy typers will love the Sensation 4G just because with the typing experience, it's pretty fantastic. It has the Sense keyboard, which is quite useful just because it employs some of the numbers and even some punctuations directly from the main panel, so you don't have to exit out of it. And it's also fairly quick, and considering it has a large display, it's more than easy in our thumbs. The Gmail experience on the Sensation 4G is no different compared to other Android smartphones out there. You're still presented with the same rich set of features, such as the ability to add multiple accounts, threaded conversations, and of course labeling. On top of that, email setup is fairly easy. Username and password automatically set up. And for some other services out there, it might require some additional pieces of information. Web browsing is indeed superb just because you have a lot of ample space. You have HSPA Plus connectivity and Flash support, and it doesn't really stutter when there's Flash content. You can tell it's very responsive even in the wake of Flash content. You have pinch gestures to zoom in and zoom out. Overall, you're going to have a wonderful experience just because it loads up pages very quickly. There's nothing dramatically different about the music player interface on the Sensation 4G. You can browse through your albums right here. When you make a selection, it's going to play the song. It'll display the usual stuff, the album cover, track information, and even on-screen controls. You can tell you can browse through your songs more by just executing some swipe gestures. You have also the mini player on board within the notification panel. And of course, when you turn on, turn off the device, you still have the mini player on there as well. In terms of the audio quality, it's kind of weak, not the strongest out there. It's a little bit on the reserve side. With its wickedly fast processor, large display, and super LCD panel, the video watching experience is quite great just because it doesn't slow down or lag. Plenty of details with it. The video we have here is encoded in DivX 1280 by 720 resolution. A lot of good details, nice colors, and it's playing pretty smoothly. The camera interface remains mostly unchanged. On the left side, you have your digital zoom options here. You have access to the gallery, and you have some other icons on the right side, including the shutter key. There's a good set amount of different effects you could apply to it. Nice thing we like about it has touch focus, so you could quickly focus on a specific area. Although it features an 8-megapixel autofocus camera, image quality is still not quite impressive versus some of the other handsets out there. In outdoor conditions, it produces some muddy-looking visuals, kind of slim with details. Color production, though, looks on the natural side. It does a good job of taking macro shots indoors in low lighting. There's a little bit of digital noise, and on top of that, the details go down. The LED flash does a good job of illuminating the scenery, but overall, still not quite as sharp as we'd like. Being one of the few handsets on the market that has the ability to shoot full 1080p videos, we're a little bit disappointed with the overall quality. It shoots at a consistent rate of 29 frames per second, so it's pretty smooth with that aspect. But in terms of details, it's very lacking, kind of on the softer tones. We do like the audio recording. It's quite natural and clear, but everything else, especially in low lighting shots, there's a lot of artifacting going on and just a poor amount of detail. Calling quality is pretty decent with the handset. The earpiece produces some good amount of tones, and it's pretty clear and natural sounding on our end of the line. Our callers, though, they did say our voice does sound a little bit on the crackly side, and same thing's evident when we use the speakerphone. It just produces some crackly sounding voices. Signal strength seems pretty good with the handset. It retains a solid set of bars in high coverage areas, and we don't see it fluctuate that often, and we didn't experience any drop calls during our testing. Thankfully, battery life is average with the handset, even though it does pack a dual-core processor. We managed to charge it fully, and just using it lightly and setting the brightness to automatic, we managed to get approximately 40% left battery at the end of the day, so it should suffice for most people out there. But for your heavier, even normal user, just constantly expect to charge this every night. As it stands right now, the Sensation 4G easily is the best HTC branded Android smartphone in T-Mobile's lineup right now, and supplants the T-Mobile G2 thanks to its nice set of features, such as the beautiful looking 4.3-inch Super LCD display, the dual-core processor it's packing, and 4G connectivity support. Although the T-Mobile G2X is also a great solution, it's very hard to say which one you'd rather go with. On one hand, you have the wonderful Sense user interface, which is more than usable, so it just depends on what you'll like, and for $200 on contract, it's more than fitting for a high-end smartphone. So if you'd like to learn more about the HTC Sensation 4G or for all latest cell phone reviews, you can check out our website, phonearena.com. Thanks, guys.